Firstly, I've tried to do this video several times, but technical problems has screwed up. I'm putting a link on this video, which you should be able to see. I normally put it like round about there, so just because of the way I have to sit between these videos, of a Dundee song that's just come to my attention. It's people in the city of Dundee singing along and dancing along to the Pharrell Williams song Happy. I'm not associated with this video in any way, shape or form. I think some of the bits are hilarious, and you might recognise somebody from Breakfast TV that you may know, who's quite a famous Dundonian. Well, technically Dundonian, really. I suppose by now she is a Dundonian. Lorraine Kelly, she's on that video. Look on that video. It's actually quite funny. But I'm not anything to do with the video. I just came across it through Facebook, and at least you will see a few bits of sights and sounds of the city that I live in. Well, actually getting back to the subject I wanted to talk about, which was of course professional wrestling. I'm just going to go through these. Like I said, I've tried to do this video several times, but unfortunately it kept screwing up, so hopefully this time it will work. Firstly, Prince Devitt and Kenta reported to be heading to WWE in August. Devitt and Kenta left New Japan Pro Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Noah respectively. Devitt has been semi-regular in Scotland. Haven't had the chance to go and see him live due to various reasons and various things that have happened. Unfortunately, I can't remember who said it recently on a podcast, but when you have the time, you don't have the money, and when you have the money, you don't have the time to go to events such as these. So I really haven't had the chance to see Prince Devitt live. He's a great talent. Apparently WWE have rehired, I believe his name is Sakamoto, his name was, the assistant to Tensai, to help Kenta settle into US and WWE life. But no official word and confirmation on this, but if these two guys really are heading to WWE, which has been the rumour these past few months, good luck to them. Now, I'm also getting concerned about talent leaving though, and I'm talking about Impact Wrestling. And you know, I was there at the Impact Wrestling TV tapings in January in Glasgow at the Hydro, and more about that in a moment. But I saw some great talent there, and I'm a bit concerned that TNA are letting some of the great talent go, that they won't have the experience in the locker room that they really need. The latest to leave TNA is Hernandez, who has had a lot of great success, mostly in the TNA's tag division. Multiple time TNA tag team champion with the likes of Homicide and LAX. And most recently, of course, Chavo Guerrero Jr., who has also left the company a few months back. And they've also, of course, lost talent. The talent that's left TNA is Alex Shelley, AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian seems done with the company, and Christopher Daniels is definitely done with the company. He has done a couple of interviews where he said that basically he was told his contract was not getting renewed. He tried to sit down with TNA, he tried to contact them, the events that he was at, that he was off TV for about a month, so and he wasn't able to sit down with them, because they said to Christopher Daniels that they wanted the negotiations to happen face to face and not over the phone or email or fax or whatever. They wanted to do it face to face, and then Christopher Daniels went in on his last date and was basically told, we're not rehiring you, you're done in Impact Wrestling, which is a bit of a shame. Christopher Daniels, I know he's a bit older than some, but he's a great talent, and to be honest, I'm just really glad that I had the opportunity to see him twice on the Impact Wrestling tapings. He wrestled with Frankie Kazarian, the tag team of Bad Influence, against Bromance, I think it was, and then he also appeared later on in the show, later on in the night as Curryman, and that was unexpected, and I was really happy. So I'm glad to see, to say that I actually got the chance to see few of those guys actually wrestle in January, especially Kazarian and Daniels during the show. Also, talking about talent, a great talent, Luke Gallows was married to his longtime girlfriend Amber O'Neil just a couple of days ago. Good luck to them. Wish them all the best. Gallows actually follows me on Twitter now, which is great. I've sent out a tweet congratulating the two guys on the Wrestling Road Diaries 2. I put up a review on that. That's Wrestling Road Diaries 2. I might redo the review of the original Wrestling Road Diaries, because looking at it, the sound is horrible, and to be honest, it's not the great viewpoint. There was a point where the microphone that I started using broke, and it's all kinds of sound problems. It sounds really whiny, and and I'm not talking about my review. It really sounds terrible. I might actually take that down and watch the original Wrestling Road Diaries again and see what I think of it now a couple of years on. But again, congratulations to Amber O'Neil and Luke Gallows for getting married. I know both of them are really looking forward to their nuptials. Wish them all the best together. Now, talking of togetherness, Global Force Wrestling will be having its first official talent searching seminar on June the 1st in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. This is part of the North American Sports and Hobby Expo inside the WFCU Centre. Jeff Jarrett and company will be holding this alongside Scott D'Amore, who is a former Impact Wrestling official and former wrestler, and he's actually a trainer who trained people like Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, P.T. Williams, Rhino, Tyson Dukes, Edge, Christian, and many other names in professional wrestling. He either trained them or helped further their training, or helped them being booked in different shows across Canada. He's a really great one. Really knowledgeable guy. I've heard a few interviews with him. He really knows what he's talking about. Jeff Jarrett said pretty much, professional wrestling is a part of the DNA of Canada. Felt like weird, but it's written a bit weird, but it felt only natural not only to have our first official talent search there, but to have it under the tutelage of Scott D'Amore, a long-time friend and as knowledgeable as anyone when it comes to discovering and fostering talent. Of course, Global Force will also be working with Mexico's AAA promotion, who are really trying to break into the United States. Listen to Conan on MLW Radio podcasts. He contributes to one of the podcasts on MLW Radio, MLW.com, and on iTunes search for MLW Radio. You'll be able to hear him. He probably gives out more details about this than he really should, but like he says, what the heck, he wants to get people interested in. And I'm a big fan of Lucha Libre. I watch wrestling from all around the world as much as I can. You're watching like New Japan, or the Mexican Lucha Libre, the AAA, the CMLL. AAA are really getting ready very soon to start filming their US show. Very, very soon, in the next couple of months at the very most, they'll be starting to film stuff. They're already, along with AAA talent, they're getting American talent, Canadian talent lined up, and possibly even further afield talent to take part in these shows, which are actually being put together alongside some really big name, apparently American television producers. I can't remember his name now. I've tried to do this several times. I remember the name of the first time, but just screwed up a couple of times. But I can't remember what the name is. But he's a really famous television producer. Worked on a lot of reality television shows. But you hear Conan on MLW Radio on a couple of episodes talk all about what look in the description, you'll see the episodes. We've been talking about it every episode that he's on of MLW Radio. Just give all the MLW Radio shows a listen to. Now, talking about doing shows, WWE was in Glasgow last night. I will go through very quickly the results. The Shield, Rollins and Ambrose beat Right Baxel. Wade Barrett defeated Jack Swagger, RVD and Big E in a fatal 4-way for the IC title. Mark Henry defeated Fandango in a dance contest. Apparently Henry danced to Billie Jean, Michael Jackson's track, complete with silver diamante glove. That would have been a weird one to see. Haven't really looked at reviews for the show apart from what my friends have said on Facebook or on Twitter. Good show apparently though, I'll get to that in a second. Rusev squashed Sin Cara. Big Show defeated Kane in a last man standing match. Adrian Neville retained the NXT title against Bo Dallas. The Funkadactyls and Paige defeated Tamina, Rosa Mendes and Layla. And in the main event, a steel cage match saw Roman Reigns defeat Randy Orton. Quite a good match with Reigns really popular. Rybaxel came out to interfere. Rollins and Ambrose came out to help Roman Reigns. There's Shield cohort. Reigns was then able to get the spear to win. Now I've seen a picture. You can find it. I think it's on WWE United Kingdom Facebook page or WWE's Facebook page. You can just search online. But apparently at one point, Randy Orton and Roman Reigns butted heads, and certainly Roman Reigns was left with a big gash above his right eye. It's quite deep, good couple inches wide as well. It's not bleeding in the picture that I've seen, but it certainly would have needed stitches. But I said, a really good event from what I've heard from my friends, a couple of friends, Boris and Connor, and even Chris Duke and his family were there. It was a really good show, really enjoyable show, and I'm sure Chris will actually be talking about it on Bell to Bell, his show on Eclipse Sports Radio. That's EKLIPSE, I think it is. Eclipse with a K anyway. Sports Radio on Monday night at 9 PM. Eclipse Sports Radio is a new radio station that launched on the 5th of May. You can listen to it, you can hear it, it's based in central Scotland, so you can hear it on DAB digital radio and online. Just search for Eclipse Sports Radio. They're also on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Sure, Chris will be talking about what it was like, the experience of going with his family to the WWE show at the Hydro, which is a brand new arena, the same arena that I went to see the Impact Wrestler, I said, show in January. I'm sure he'll talk about what the experience was like to go to that show last night, this coming Monday, 9 PM UK time. Couple of local pieces to round up this event before I give the dates again for the Piper Tour, which tickets are already on sale for that. Firstly, tomorrow at 10:30 AM there will be a protest rally to keep Scott Rogers in his post in his current employment at the Ardler complex in Dundee. There's too many details to go into this one, and I don't know quite the full story what Dundee Council are planning, but keeping Scott Rogers at the Ardler complex, who's one of the managers there, it really is something to keep the regular wrestling events by Scottish Wrestling Entertainment and other events including bodybuilding at the Ardler complex, rather than getting them kicked out. For some reason I don't know what exactly Dundee Council's plan is, but hopefully some people will attend that tomorrow 10:30 AM at the Ardler complex in Dundee, in the Ardler area. I wish I could attend. I've got a couple of bits to take care of unfortunately tomorrow, so I cannot be there. I would love to actually go up there and to maybe try and film the bits and film a bit of the protest, which would be a great idea, but I've got a couple of bits I've got to take care of, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But I will certainly, I signed the petition online, and I certainly signed the paper petition when it went round an SWE show a couple of weeks ago. Also, before I give a last quick rundown of the Rowdy Roddy Piper UK and Ireland tour dates. Best of luck to Dundee United Football Club this coming Saturday. They are in the Scottish Cup final, which is the major Scottish football domestic cup competition. They will be facing another kind of local side, St Johnstone, who are based in Perth, which is about 30-40 miles away from Dundee. Hopefully United can get a third Scottish Cup on the 20th anniversary almost of our first win, May 21st, 1994. On their 7th attempt, Dundee United finally, for the first time in their history, won the Scottish Cup. I had the privilege of being there. I was only about 10 years old at 94, around about 10, 11 years old there when I was at the final with my uncle, who's now actually a member of the business club at Dundee United. Really hope they do it. If they don't do it, I'll be upset as a Dundee United fan. I wouldn't be too upset because it's St Johnstone, a good side, a local side, kind of a local side, not from the same city, but it'll be the first time that they win the Scottish Cup if they can win on Saturday, which I really do hope they don't. So I wouldn't be too upset if they don't, if United don't win. But if they do, and I really say a really lifelong supporter of Dundee United, I really hope that they do win the cup. And if they do win it on Saturday, there will be a celebration on Sunday in the city centre of Dundee, celebrating their cup win. Last Sunday there was a celebration for Dundee FC, the city's other football team, winning the Scottish Championship, I think it's called now. It's the equivalent to the first division, really. Whereas the first division, the league that is immediately below the Premiership, the Premier League, they won that, so they're in the Premiership next year. There's a huge celebration down there. I was going to go down there and film it just for the sake of a YouTube channel, even though I'm a United supporter, but I've been under the weather recently. I've been feeling quite ill, but so I wasn't able to make it down there. Would have been great to have a kind of filming across of Dundee supporters and then kind of flash it to United supporters, but unfortunately I was under the weather, wasn't able to get down there. But congratulations to Dundee for their winning the Premiership. Looking forward to the local derbies next season, and hopefully, like I said, if United do win on Saturday, I will be down there on Sunday, hopefully, to get some footage of the celebrations of Dundee United winning, celebrations of Dundee United in the Scottish Cup. Third, that was said, it'll be the third Scottish Cup if they manage to get past St Johnstone on Saturday, which I hope they do. And they do have a actual cup final song on iTunes. It's Dundee United 2014 Cup final song. It's a medley of songs of popular Dundee United songs like Gold or Beautiful Sunday. 79 pence on iTunes, you can buy it. And before I wrap up, really a lot longer than I wanted to on this video. The tickets are now again still on sale for the Rowdy Roddy Piper tour to settle the score that's happening this July, from July the 12th to Monday the 28th of July. Rowdy Roddy Piper, WWE Hall of Famer, will be in the UK and Ireland doing his tour. Eros Comedy, EROS Comedy, COMEDY. On Facebook you can get the links to the tickets there. There's standard tickets just for the show. There's VIP tickets for meeting, to include the show and meet and greet that will all happen before all of these tour dates in July. Really looking forward to it. I booked, just getting final things organised to go to Glasgow date of this tour. Obviously I'll give them a report on it, and any pictures I can take. There'll only be a couple of pictures if that. Obviously after the event. I'll quickly run down before I go the tour dates. Again, that's Eros Comedy, EROS COMEDY on Facebook, just facebook.com/Eros Comedy. Oops. they're also on Twitter. The dates for these tours are Saturday the 12th of July in Dublin, 13th of July Sunday in Cork, Ireland, Monday 14th of July in Inverness, Tuesday 15th of July in Glasgow, that's the one I'll be going to, Wednesday 16th of July in Edinburgh, Thursday 17th of July in Belfast, Sunday 20th of July Sheffield, England, Monday 21st of July in Newcastle, Tuesday 22nd of July in Manchester, Wednesday 23rd of July in Nottingham, Saturday 26th of July in London, England, Sunday 27th of July in Cardiff, Wales, and the final date on Monday the 28th of July in Birmingham. So that's going to be a heck of a tour. Quite a few dates, more dates than I expected when I first heard about this. I only heard about it a couple of days before they announced the tour dates and the details of the show, because they promised a big name was coming over to do a Q&A tour this July, and then they released who it was, and then just a couple of days later they released all the tour dates. They said Eros Comedy, EROS Comedy Facebook page for all the details, for the links to the tickets and all the details, all the information, because there are some age restrictions due to the venues for this tour, but it's going to be a really good one. Just going to sign off there because it's quite late actually while I'm filming this, but the next video, if it does happen, will be next week. Any footage of the Dundee United celebrations, hopefully we will win the Scottish Cup this coming Saturday. Like I said, if we do win it, I'll be really happy, be absolutely exhilarated. I'll be here at home sitting watching it on the television. I believe it was possibly on BBC or possibly on Sky. Check your local listings in your area if you can see the Scottish Cup finals, football, soccer competition. But it's going to be really good. So because I'm under the weather, I've got a few commitments and things to do anyway, which thankfully I can do online and do here. I'm not going to be out and about the next couple of days, but the next video will be next week, and hopefully, as I said, it will be the footage of Dundee United football celebrations in the City Square. Hopefully we will win the Scottish Cup, but if we do, congratulations. If we have done by the time you watch this, then congratulations to Dundee United. And if we don't, congratulations to St Johnstone Football Club on winning the cup for the first time. But as I said, I do hope that doesn't happen. No.